This is one of the most common mistakes I hear from my English students, whether they're advanced or beginner level. I want to go to there. She's going to abroad this summer. After work, I went back to home. They went to outside and played with the dog. There's a very simple reason why adding to these sentences sounds unnatural to a native speaker. I'll explain the fundamental grammar rule and check each one with you. By the end of this video, you will know how to avoid this mistake in the future. Hi there, welcome back to Indiana's English Lounge. Today, we're going to go through some basic grammar rules so that we can understand how to properly use each of these words. Here and there. Abroad and overseas. Home. Inside and outside. If you want to make sure you're using English words correctly and naturally, the first thing you should start with is identifying that word's part of speech. This means, what kind of word is it? How does it work in a sentence? What function does it have? Some common parts of speech include nouns, verbs, adjectives, prepositions, and adverbs. As you may already know, nouns are people, places, or things. Verbs are actions. Adjectives describe nouns. Prepositions show the relationship between words in a sentence, like direction, location, and time. Finally, adverbs also describe words, but not nouns. Adverbs describe other adverbs, verbs, and adjectives. Here's a sentence that has all of these parts of speech. I carefully placed the fragile vase on the table. Look this sentence over and identify the adverb. It's carefully, right? Carefully is describing the way we're placing the vase in this sentence. Okay, so now that we understand that adverbs describe verbs, adjectives, and other adverbs, let's take a look at those words I showed you before. Now here's a tough question. What part of speech are these words? You might be thinking, those are all places, right? Here, home, abroad. So they're nouns, right? Sorry, it was a trick question. The fact is, they can be nouns, but they can also be adverbs. But most of the time, we're using these words as adverbs. In English, some words can look the same, they're spelled the same, but they're used in different ways. Think about the word rain. It's a noun, right? The stuff that falls from the sky. But it can also be used as a verb, like it's going to rain later, or I hope it doesn't rain. What the word does in a sentence indicates its part of speech. So back to these words. The reason that we often use them as adverbs is because they're describing a verb like to go. They're describing the way, the direction you're going. Let's take a look at this sentence. I'm going home. Here, home is describing the way, the direction you're going. The adverb home here means to or at the place you live. If we add the preposition to and say, I'm going to home, it sounds redundant, repetitive. It's as though we're saying to twice, like, I'm going to the movie theater, which just doesn't sound right. This is true for all the words here. The trick is when you're learning new vocabulary in English, you should really be learning the part of speech it is, and if you can use it for more than one part of speech. Let's check each one of these words now. I'll give you several sentences where they're used as an adverb. Here and there. The adverb here means in or at this place. The adverb there means in or at that place. So these sentences are natural. You do not need to add any prepositions like to or at. I'm going there tonight. I told my dog, come here. She's staying here for a while. It's not safe. Don't go there. Abroad and overseas. The adverb abroad means in or at a foreign country. Overseas means the same thing, but it especially refers to across the ocean or the sea. These sentences are natural. You should not add any prepositions like to or at. My mother has gone overseas on a business trip. He has never studied abroad before. Why don't you go overseas for your honeymoon? I would love to go abroad someday. Home. The adverb home means to or at the place you live. These sentences are natural. You don't need to add prepositions like to or at. I'm not going to the bar. I'm staying home tonight. Do you want to go home soon? She's really busy and she's rarely home. I just want to be home already. One little note about home. This one is used as a noun more often than these other expressions. Here are some sentences where it is a noun. This is my beautiful home. How much did your home cost? My neighbor is sitting outside of his home. Here's a little trick. If you see a possessive determiner like my or his, home is being used as a noun. Inside and outside. The adverb inside means in or to the interior, and the adverb outside means in or to the outdoors or the exterior. These sentences don't need to, or at, or any other preposition. The children want to play outside. When it's rainy outside, I like to stay inside and watch movies. Do you want to take a walk outside? They never spend time inside in the summertime. Okay, I hope you're feeling a little more comfortable with how to use these words. Let's look at my sentences from the beginning, those common mistakes that I see, and correct them together. I would love to go to there someday. I would love to go there someday. She's going to abroad this summer. She's going abroad this summer. After work, I went back to home. After work, I went back home. They went to outside and played with the dog. They went outside and played with the dog. If you'd like a little more practice, try writing responses to these questions on your own. If you'd like some corrections, you could post them in the comments. Have you ever been abroad? Which countries have you visited? When did you go there? Do you usually like to stay home on the weekend or go out? Do you usually like to stay inside or go hang out outside? Please like and subscribe my channel for more English learning content. I'll see you next time.